There is a voice, not just any voice, but a voice that carries life. Jesus said in John 6:63, "The words that I speak, unto you there are spirit, and there are life." And again, "The hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of God, and they that hear shall live." John 5:25. Pause for a moment. Did you catch that? They that hear shall live. Not they that are pious, not they that strive, not even they that are good, but they that hear. Life begins. When hearing begins, death, whether spiritual, emotional, or physical, has one solution: a word from God. Because when God speaks, he doesn't just inform, he transforms. From the very beginning, life has always responded to his voice. Let there be light, and light appeared. So if light can respond, if creation can respond, how much more you, in whom he lives, and in whom he manifests his endless life? You will hear, and you will live. A ruler named Jairus once came to Jesus, desperate, broken, afraid. His daughter was dying, but before Jesus arrived, she died. The people laughed when Jesus said, "She is not dead, but sleeping." Why? Because they were listening to facts, but Jesus was speaking life. Then he stepped into the room, took her by the hand, and said, "Little girl, arise." And immediately, she lived. Why? Because even in death, she heard his voice. Then there was Lazarus, dead, buried, for days gone. No pulse, no breath, no hope, already eaten by worms. By now, he stinketh, his sister declared. But Jesus stood before the tomb and cried, "Lazarus, come forth." Notice something powerful. He didn't say, "Let the dead come out," because if he had, every grave would have opened. Instead, he spoke a targeted word to Lazarus only, and Lazarus lived, wrapped in grave clothes, walked out of death. Because when a man hears the voice of Jesus, death loses its hold. You are being targeted. Today, right now, and nothing will die around you again. One day, Jesus encountered a funeral procession, a widow crying, her only son gone. But Jesus did something unexpected. He touched the coffin and spoke, "Young man, I say unto you, arise." And the dead sat up and began to speak. Can you imagine that moment? A funeral turned into a festival. Because when Jesus speaks, even death must reverse. "The words I speak unto you, there are spirit, and there are life." But here's the key. You must firmly hold on to. In every of these accounts, the miracle was not just in the speaking, but also in the hearing. Jesus said, "The dead shall hear." That means your hearing is not just physical. It is spiritual, because there are people having ears, but they cannot hear God. And there are people in impossible situations, yet they hear, and they live. "My sheep hear my voice." Jesus said, this is where your case, dear child of God, is different. You will hear, and you will live. Maybe your situation feels dead right now. Your dreams, your finances, your health, your calling. But hear me, dear child of God. You will hear his voice, and you will live again. God still speaks to his children. It may be through his word, through his spirit, or through moments like this. Right now, this is your John 6:63 moment. You will not die. You will live, because you are his sheep, and you will hear his voice. Death nor destruction can never have the final say in your life. The voice of Jesus will. If you receive this word, type, "I hear" in the comments, and you will live in Jesus' name. See you in our next podcast for more life-transforming messages. And share this with someone who needs to hear, because one word from God can change everything. Bye-bye, and God bless you.